Hello everyone, it's Stipe here, and it's time for a Fela semi-final battle. Uh, this is the first battle to my new channel of Fela, so that definitely should not change anything, but I'm just saying. And this is against SFJ, the guy who we faced in week 8 and won. And uh, I'm gonna show the team I made for him, but before that, the teams. So SFJ has uh, Lando T, Slowbro, Mega Man, Electric, Amoongus, Klefki, Embor, Ambipom, Kyurem, Malamar, Jan Megator, Gold, Dusk, Noir. And I do have Clefable, Gudra, Excadrill, Gastrodon, Tornadus, Kabutops, Politoed, Mesprit, Sneasel, Hariam, Electrode, and Ludicolo. And this time I'm not bringing Rain. I'm changing two of my guys. Last time I brought Politoed uh, and Kabutops. This time I'm bringing Gastrodon and Clefable instead. And first I have my Joyce Bandit Tornadus, pretty similar as last time. It's meant to U-turn on those intimidators coming on me, and also just wall break through his Amoongus and Slowbro. And also Superpower can one-shot a Kyurem if it's not Choice Scarfed, and etc. I have a Binding Band Gudra, which is a dedicated wall breaker. My plan is to infestate any of his walls and then just kill it. I can outrage the Amoongus, I can power whip the Slowbro and Earthquake the Klefki. And I have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Embor so that I can kill it with an Earthquake, unless it's Scarf. I've Choice Scarf Excadrill. I changed it last minute to Choice Scarf. I was thinking about bringing the same set as last week, but I thought that I have to be able to outspeed things like Mega Man Electric and Kyurem and Landorus if they are in Scarf. So I decided to change it to Choice Scarf, but I still have Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin on this set. And then I have my physically defensive Gastrodon with Rocky Helmet. It's just meant to cause some damage if somebody decides to knock me off, which I'm definitely expecting to happen. Earth Power Scald, Recover, Toxic. I have my Sweeper, Clefable, Subcalm Mind, Clefable. I was for a very long time thinking about going with Keyberry, because once again I was expecting to get knocked off at some point, so if I got a physical attack before that, the Keyberry would activate and give me +1 defense, which would make me very hard to knock out. But I decided to go with Leftovers because the knockoff itself actually doesn't activate the Keyberry. And the Keeper, if you didn't know, it gives me +1 defense when hit by a physical attack. And last I have my bulkier Mesprit this time. This should be able to switch in on Kyurem and just hit it back with a Dazzling Gleam. I have no T-Wave, which probably would be pretty nice, but I don't have it. I have instead Toxic for Slowbro, which is also very annoying to take out. I have Dazzling Gleam for Kyurem and Psyshock for general coverage, mainly for the Amoongus. And then I have Healing Wish, so that I can, if I need to, I can heal back either Tornadus or Gudra or Fable. So that's my team against SFJ. So let's go to the battle, and as you can see, let's switch sides. He brings he brings what? Pause, I said. No, thank you. He brings Slowbro Amoongus, the core as well, regenerator core with Klefki, so the defensive core is same as last time. But his offensive mons are this time Lando, Malamer, and Curem. So I really hope that he hasn't bring Scarfer. Like I'm expecting him to bring Scarfer, but you know it might be bad if he did. And I lead off with my uh, Tornadoes because I'm kind of fishing for the Intimidate, but he leads off with Amogus. I'm expecting him to switch out, so I go for a U-turn. I bring in my Gastrodon because I just, thought that he really doesn't want to switch in anything on this except for this guy, the Amogus, and what I can do is just switch straight into my Gudra. As he predicts that, very nicely goes for Sludge Bomb. As I go for Intimidate, I don't really know what he wants to do, but he actually stays in, which is perfect. He is now locked in. I don't luckily get the Toxic, which is very nice, and the Infestation does crazy damage, and I get a crit on Outrage, which, it's not necessarily that good for me, because he can safely bring in Klefki on my Gudra and set up spikes, because I was forced to go for that another outrage. So I bring in my Excadrill because it's my counter for this thing, and I go for a Rapid Spin straight away. I don't want to also reveal my Scarf yet, so I go for Rapid Spin, and I actually switch into my Tornadoes, because at this point I was pretty sure that he's not gonna Thunder Wave, because I was expecting Toxic, but not Thunder Wave, because like Gastrodon was easily my best switch into it, so I really was sure that he wouldn't have T-Wave, but he did, so I don't really agree with that play, but he did it, so he got advantage right there. So I go for a U-turn on his switch. I bring in my Gastrodon and I just go for Earth Power. He goes for Toxic. The Klefki ends up having the Toxic, which is interesting. However, Earth Power isn't quite a 2-hit KO, so what I do here is I still go for an Earth Power apparently. So what I do now, I switch into Mesprit, which is my dedicated switch into this thing until I know what it is, and it is indeed a Life Orb, which is great to know, because now I know I can outspeed it with my Excadrill. So he actually makes a double. He expects something else than Excadrill. However, I switch into Excadrill because I calced a Draco Meteor from that range would not kill me. So that's why I went into Excadrill. As he brings in Klefki, expecting something else, and he makes a good play. He switches into Slowbro, which is his physical wall, and I switch into my Gastrodon, which takes absolutely nothing from that Psyshock, and I think I go for a Toxic now, hoping he doesn't. No, I go for Recover. Okay. He tries to do some damage with Psyshock, but now I go for Toxic, as he makes a very... No. I go for Toxic, that I remembered correctly, but he goes into Curem, and that's good because sooner or later that Curem will be gone. I decide to sack Gudra because it doesn't do that much anymore in this battle. I don't know if I could have made a better play, like switch straight into Excadrill. Then again, if he had predicted that gone for Earth Power, that would have been bad, but I thought that sacking Gudra was a play to make at that point. I bring in my Excadrill and I get the Iron Head off. He dies right there. As now actually happens this thing. I switch into my Tornadoes out of all of my things. He sets up Swords Dance, and as you can see, what can I do? Like Earthquake kills, Knockoff kills. Earthquake probably kills. Earthquake kills. I don't know. Stone maybe kills. Even knockoff. I don't know his. I don't know his set, but knockoff is knockoff. Definitely earthquake. Maybe Stone Age. I don't know. So basically, at this point, you know, he won. Basically, he won, or did he? Like, okay, this is my only chance. I can flinch him to death. There's nothing else I can do. And what do you know? I get a flinch, and I do 50% damage. So yeah, this kind of ended up being quite a controversial situation. But the thing is that, or yeah, maybe I'll talk about that later. Let's stay in the match. He brings in Slowbro. He doesn't want the Lando to die. I switch in my Mesprit as the Slowbro goes for T-Wave, and now I try to toxic him as he went for a Klefki, and he brings in Malamar, and I bring in my Excadrill, and I make a little bit of a bad play, I guess. I go for Ironhead and I flinch again, and I get that Malamar out, but honestly I thought that at this point, like during the battle, I thought after I saw the flinch that actually that was a bit bad play from my part, but I don't know, because at this point Clefable honestly could have just been able to clean the game. But definitely this Ironhead was huge. I mean, this flinch was huge. It basically decided the game for me because at this point, um, unless he gets a chance to set up with Lando, he can't really win. And even then, I can just go into my Excadrill and beat him. In comes the Klefki, and with +1 special attack, I will actually be able to knock him off. I mean, knock him off. In comes Landorus, as he just knocks me off and gets a Rocky Helmet damage. I can bring in Michael Fable and just sub on the switch. No, I actually go for Moonblast, but now I can sub as he tries to T-Wave me. But doesn't manage to do that, thanks to my sub. And I can just start setting up Core Mines. The Psyshock doesn't even break my sub, which is beautiful. I'm max defense, as you saw earlier. And I can just Moonblast into death, and now at this point there's just nothing he can do. So yeah, that's the game. And yeah, like I feel that the flinches are something I really want to talk about, because SFJ, he was pretty upset after this battle, and I get him, but I have to say that he may be kinda, I don't know, but he probably little misunderstood his situation. He thought that he had won 100% after setting up Source Chance, while the truth was that he only had won 70%. Or depending on a roll, even a bit more. If there actually was a chance that Excadrill did not to KO it, I don't know, I didn't make the calcs. The point is, however, that I went for the only thing that I could at that point, and I was fishing for flinches, and it worked out for me. So Like, I made the best play I could, and that ended up working for me. So it's not like, how should I put it? Like, I don't feel bad for this win because I made the best plays I could, and it ended up working for me, even though the odds were not in my favor. But I think that, like, in every sports and games there is kind of a moral code that you, no matter what, you should try your best, and I did, and that worked for me. So uh, I'm not like, yeah, I understand that it sucked for SFJ, and it, of course it did, but like, I don't feel like I did not deserve this final place in the final, because the game ended up going for a, or ended up depending on whether or not I got a flinch, because that was the only thing I could do at that point, and I got it. So that's that. But yeah, anyway, you will see me in the finals. I play either against Tom or Eric, and yeah, by the way, the reason why this video is a post commentary is simply because we had this match pretty late, and I just didn't feel like uh, shooting it. Then I don't know, would have been probably pretty crazy reactions if I had done it live, but I don't know. Then again, it was so late that I should have kinda watch out for them anyway. So I don't know. This is what you will get anyway. So hope you enjoyed. Next week the final. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and your thing. It's time signing out. Bye bye.